Hello, this is Jenny Fern, and today I'd like to talk about writing and revising. So, November's not over, but I'm somewhat done with NaNoWriMo. I did not win. Just so we all know. I wrote a 30-something thousand word manuscript for my sci-fi novella or novel. We'll see what it turns out to be. I do prefer shorter fiction, so it may end up being a novella, but it really depends on what I do at this current stage. It's an exciting time. I've kind of just thought, hey, I should probably print it out so that I can actually, read and interact with the piece better. Doing it on a computer screen for like revising and like for like really taking it in is really difficult. So I think I'm gonna try to print it out right now, although we're running on black ink, so I think I'm gonna print it out in blue ink and see if that works, or red ink, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to do that now. Hopefully the printer accepts my sacrifice and will cooperate. So that was a bit of an ordeal, but I have printed paper. You can barely see it because it's a very faint purple color because my black has run out. I can't figure out the ordering of things. I got my last page. This isn't my first page. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking with an accent right now. Oh, here it is, chapter 1. Oh, this is totally not in the correct order. I have no idea how that happened because I really did follow directions. Why is this so backwards? This is chapter 4. You know what? I really should have printed some page numbers on here. We'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Let me get a pen. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut this off while I do this tedious work, and then I'll get back. Slightly different view. Also, the pages were kind of totally screwed up. So it starts with, page 1, and then I had to completely reorder them to get them 1 through, what is it, 13? I'm doing the first 5 chapters. So 1 through 13, and then it's 14 through 20, 14 through 23 are in order reverse on the back sides, and then 26, 25, and 24. So not absolutely inconvenient, but pretty strange, and it did take some figuring out because I did not print the page numbers on the pages, which was a really dumb move. The other weird thing was page 3 did not print out, so I had to reprint that out, and I printed that out on the back of 26. So anyway, I have a blue pen now, and I can get to reading and editing. Okay, so I ran out of space on my SD card, my other SD card. So anyway, I stopped filming kind of because the camera stopped filming, and then I realized I just did something that's somewhat interesting. I sketched out my main character's bedroom, and kind of what her dorm looks like. She's a graduate student, and it's also in the future. And yeah, so this wall here is like a bunch of windows, like all along the, or like I guess one big, huge window near here, and just outside, if she pops open the window, there's a little ledge that she puts her bird feeder, or her bird seat out at. So that is not pictured here. The entrance, the door entrance is right here. And then there's a wall here. And then, you know, goes to the window. Like that. So it's compact. She doesn't have a bathroom. She uses the bathroom that's, you know, in the, you know, dorm floor, whatever that's called, the communal bathroom. So she has a little kitchenette. So there's a 2-position stovetop, then cabinets, like electric stovetop. There's a little sink here, and then cabinets, and then there's shelving up here for her, you know, food and stuff. And then I imagine she keeps pots and pans down here. Then she has, so this is something that I didn't imagine until just now, and now I think it's kind of cool. Oh, you know what? She needs a little mirror. So I do imagine her, like, getting ready for, maybe I'll do this in a different view, because I do imagine her, like, putting on her makeup before she leaves. I kind of imagine that happening over here, to be honest, or over here. But I think it makes more sense for the closet to be over here and for her, like, clothing, makeup stuff to be in this area. Then there's tons of shelves for her plants and her books and her knickknacks here. So she has a ton of, like, hanging plants and succulents and books and little sundries. And then this is her desk. She has a little plastic yellow chair, and she has a white desk with a little filing cabinet. And then she has a huge monitor to do her her simulation kind of work. And then she, you know, has, I don't know, future space mouse, I don't know. Yes, and she has storage under her bed, so her bed is lifted, and then she has, like, storage containers under here. So that is how I imagine my main character's dorm room. And I think that was a productive use of time, because I do have a very clear idea of it, and yeah, I think this is cute, and I might want to make something nicer to represent her room, doing something maybe kind of like an isometric, kind of like, I don't know, just a cute room image. So anyway, this is Cal's room. And I got through the first 3 pages. So I realized here is a great section between these 2 paragraphs to add in a lot more introduction and fill out this chapter a lot more. So here she's going into her first class of the day, and then here she is leaving her research lab at the end of the day. And so here I'd like to put in some of her class time, maybe a little introduction of her lab, which I have later in the story. I think some of those introductions should be pushed forward. And then I would also like to get a bit of an introduction to her professor. Maybe, I'm just thinking kind of on the fly right now, what would be great for this introductory time is that she has a meeting with her professor and they review, like, her goals and, you know, what is expected of her and her progress. So then we get, like, oh, okay, I know what kind of research that she's doing, and kind of an introduction into the science, because later in this chapter we get into her just doing some research stuff, you know, on her own time in her room, and it's not fully explained what she's doing. So I think that would be an organic way of introducing that material. So let me jot that down. Okay, that'll be a fun scene to write as well, and I'll be able to come up with the professor's office as a setting. I love settings so much. I'm really into settings, although I am quite terse in language. So I'm trying to be a little bit, more drawn out with how I say things, so that it's not just like boop, 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 boop. Because that's how I tend to write, and I don't think it's incredibly enjoyable to read. So I think that is all for tonight. And then I will either continue on with this bulk of work, or I will just go in, fill this section out with new words, and then move on to these parts. So I am excited. I had kind of been ignoring this and not feeling very, good. So, so it was the first rain yesterday, and now it is very cold, and I just hate it. So I need something to do that's a little bit more regimented, otherwise I will just sit and be sad. So I am excited and invigorated to work on this novel again and get it into something that is much better than its current state, and I'm very excited. I love this place that I've made and I love the characters. I really do. The concept is the thing that usually draws me into a story, and then I have to eventually find the characters, and luckily I did, because that can be one of the most difficult things for me. Anyway, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving for everyone, depending on when this goes up. Anyway, thanks for watching.